Earlier this evening, the U.S. House of Representatives voted on a measure to defund the National Endowment for Democracy. Now, it's not as neutral, even-handed, or even benevolent as it might sound to some. This is, make no mistake, a leftist enterprise. Leftists everywhere are free to contribute to it if they choose to do so, but hardworking Americans shouldn't be forced by their government to contribute to causes that they find repugnant, including leftist enterprises like the NED. And yet, stunningly, 81 Republican members of the House of Representatives voted with all the Democrats tonight to keep that funding stream going. Your federal money going to that enterprise. Why? Now, look, I know there's reasonable opportunity for legitimate disagreement on many issues within the Republican Party. This should not be one of them. At some point, Republicans, you have to pick a horse and ride it. When you campaign for office as a Republican, you're standing for a few basic precepts. One of them is that the U.S. government is too big and too expensive because it's doing too many things it was never intended to do. And for the love of Pete, we should at least be able to agree that we shouldn't take money from hardworking Americans and give it to left-leaning enterprises that undercut everything we stand for, or at least purport to. So if you're as upset about this as I am, find out where your representative may have voted on this and raise it with them. This is truly troubling. Look, at the end of the day, I'm sure a number of these Republicans are somehow going to blame this on the Senate filibuster, even though the Senate filibuster rule shouldn't have much to do with the House of Representatives. But some of them will say, well, it was an inevitability. It wouldn't, nothing would be able to pass the Senate that we pass in the House unless that funding were included. And the Senate filibuster requires us to just do whatever the heck the Democrats want. Well, look, a lot of that is severely exaggerated. Don't just put faith in it. To the extent there is truth to it, however, it's a reminder of the fact that it is time to end the zombie filibuster. If somebody wants to filibuster is about debate. They should have to debate. They shouldn't be able to do it silently. They shouldn't be able to do it while asleep, as if through what I call the zombie filibuster. It's time for us to enforce the existing rules of the Senate and require a speaking filibuster. No more zombie filibuster. Once we do that, we can move on to doing things that Republicans elected us to do, like reducing federal wasteful spending, like getting rid of funding for awful entities like the National Endowment for Democracy, like passing once and for all the SAFE Act. That just makes sure something that like 80% of all Americans agree with, which is that we should take steps to stop non-citizens from voting in U.S. elections. It's not too much to ask. Sometimes you have to pick a horse and ride it. If you've chosen the Republican Party and you've been elected to office under the banner of the Republican Party, you should stay on that horse. Don't get on the other one. And good heavens, don't get on a donkey.